Has anyone else noticed that Michael Keaton really likes to play flying creature-like characters? No? Just me? Okay. Spider-Man Homecoming. So Spider-Man Homecoming stars Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Robert Downey Jr., Jon Favreau, Zendaya, I believe is how you pronounce her name, Marissa Tomei, Laura Harrier, and Jacob Batalon. I hope I pronounced all those names right there. And this is the 6th full live-action Spider-Man adaptation that we've got if you don't count Civil War. But this time with Tom Holland taking up the role as Spider-Man and Peter Parker, whereas the previous two have been Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And this movie takes place after the events of Civil War, where Peter Parker is now waiting for Tony Stark's call to say, come back, we need you for this mission, which he's incredibly excited about. He can't wait to get back into it and join the Avengers officially. But he also has to balance his home life, his school life, his actual life as Spider-Man. And when he stumbles across his group of people robbing a bank with these really high-tech weapons, he's determined to find out who they are and prove himself to Tony Stark that he is actually an Avenger, that he deserves to be part of the team. And that is basically the plot of this movie. And what I love about this movie, first off, is it didn't just focus on Spider-Man and him being the hero that he needs to be. What this movie really is a coming-of-age story for Peter Parker. Because in this movie, Peter Parker has this innocence to him. He's very naive, he's very eager, so he jumps into things without really thinking things through. And because of that, he makes mistakes. He gets hurt, people get hurt around him. This movie is essentially about Peter Parker turning from a boy to a man, actually becoming Spider-Man instead of Spider-Boy. And Tom Holland did an incredible job of portraying all that. In fact, I think, due to this performance and his awesome appearance in Civil War, Tom Holland may be my favourite Spider-Man. I know that's a big thing to say because I do love Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I love the first two films that he's in. The third one, yeah. And as much as I don't really like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone are great actors and they do give great performances in those movies. Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man. But what this movie did so well is it gave a lot of depth to Peter Parker's character and not just Spider-Man, that he is just a normal kid going to school, going to classes and things like that, crushing over particular girls, and when he actually talks to them, it being quite awkward and quite funny. And Tom Holland's comedic timing in this movie was perfect. Every comedic moment he had in this film, he delivered perfectly and it was hilarious. It all hit. In fact, all the comic timing in this movie was perfect. The scenes between Peter Parker and Jon Favreau's character of Happy, they were my favourite parts of the movie, particularly in the bathroom. I won't spoil that scene, but it's in the bathroom and it's hilarious and I love it. Now you also have Michael Keaton as the Vulture, who was absolutely incredible in this movie. He was fantastic, he gave a great performance, but not only that, Marvel have finally been able to develop a villain well. Now don't get me wrong, not all of their villains are terrible and I don't really believe that they're all that bad, but they have suffered from lack of development of their villains over the past few years. However, with Michael Keaton's character, he's not just a big bad who's doing this shit to be evil and just because he wants to. He actually has a reason to doing the things that he's doing. He has a good, strong motivation that I feel a lot of people could relate to. I mean, I certainly related to it. I could see where he was coming from doing the things he was doing, and in that he has become one of my favourite Marvel villains of all time. Not just because they fleshed him out, but because Michael Keaton is an incredible actor. He brought energy, he brought charisma behind the character. He also has this incredible skill of going from a very awkwardly comedic moment into a very intense and intimidating moment. You'll know what moment I'm talking about if you've seen the film, one that literally has you biting your nails. And Michael Keaton did an incredible job of portraying that. He was fantastic in this film. Of course I would choose to record as the garbage truck decides to go past. Marissa Tomei I also thought was great as Aunt May. She wasn't much of a main focus in this film as she has been in the other films, which was great. Whenever she was on screen, she was good. I liked her character. There were some good comedic moments with her character. Laura Harrier as Liz I also thought was very good, and her connection with Tom Holland I thought was great. Those two seemed to bounce off of each other really well. They all like they had fun together in the scenes they were in. Now Jacob Batalon I was a little bit worried about. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right as well there. But I was very worried about his character. When I first saw the trailer, I knew he was going to be the comedic relief, and in that, in a movie like this, the comedic relief can become very overbearing. And if they continually do joke after joke after joke, they can become very annoying. But thankfully, I loved his character in this movie. I thought he was great. I loved his friendship with Peter Parker. They both bounced off of each other really well. The comedic moments he had were great. They all worked. He gave a really good performance in the film. Although when he dropped the Lego Death Star, just like in the trailer, my heart broke a little bit because that is just That is heartbreaking to see. Zendaya, I believe it's how you pronounce her name, was also really, really good in this movie. She's only in it from now and then, but every scene she is in, she just steals it. Her comedic timing was great, her dialogue was hilarious. Whenever she was on screen, I was constantly intrigued into what she was going to do next. I really, really liked her character. But my biggest worry about this film was that it was marketed with a lot of Iron Man, and I was very scared that this movie was going to be Iron Man 4 featuring Spider-Man. Thankfully we didn't get that, and Tony Stark only appears every now and then throughout the overall film. He doesn't overstay his welcome. The scenes that he is in, he is needed in those scenes. He's there to progress the plot in some way. As the trailer shows, he is a mentor towards Peter Parker. Plus you can't exactly hate the character of Tony Stark because Robert Downey Jr. brings such energy and charisma behind it that it's impossible to hate him. And for the little amount of screen time he has, he's awesome. He's great. The direction for this movie I also thought was awesome, as was the score for this film. This is one of the best Marvel scores I've heard in quite a while, actually. The cinematography was beautiful, the action sequences were tense, they were gripping. And this movie addressed something which I did not expect to see in this film. They actually addressed the issue that people have of what happens when Spider-Man is in a very low rural area when he has to swing from building to building to get to places. They actually addressed that in this movie, and it works with such comedic effect that it became one of the standout parts of the entire film, and it's literally just a few seconds long. And there's a lot of stuff in this movie that will genuinely shock you. There are a lot of twists in this film that I didn't see coming. However, there is a twist in this movie that I did call straight away, which I cannot spoil for you guys, but literally about 5 or so minutes before the credits, when the twist is revealed, I called it. I called it straight away. I was so happy with myself. I was so proud of myself. I never normally get twists like that, but I got it. Literally, I went to go see this movie with my friend Jack, who also has a YouTube channel, Mr. JC. Please do check it out if you get the chance. But he'd already known about it because he'd seen it online, whereas me, I had no idea about it. I literally just went, this is going to be this. And I was right. And I was so impressed. I'm so happy. Overall, guys, this is a fantastic, hilarious, action-packed movie with fantastic performances all around. Tom Holland being one of the best Spider-Mans in my opinion. He is outstanding in this film. The action scenes were well directed. The score was great. The villain was well fleshed out. And because of that, I can't wait for the next Spider-Man film to see where they take his character, because Spider-Man Homecoming absolutely deserves 5 stars. So, Spider-Man Homecoming, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Also, guys, there are 2 post-credit scenes after the end of this film, and I do recommend that you stick around for the very last one, because it is without a doubt one of the best post-credit scenes in Marvel history. I absolutely loved it. It was hilarious. Watch it. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.